Hey guys, this is Tanner Smith, and my answer to question 5 of Module 3 this week. When I think about re-envisioning a school or my school, how I'd like it to be, I think it would be pretty relatable to what Peter Hutton mentions in his TED Talk video, um, What if students controlled their own learning? I think I would like to be a principal or an administrator in a school that, students control their learning to a point. I think we would all agree that students are going to be more engaged in topics that they're interested in. And I think that there's a clear end game when students are partially in control of their education and they're studying things and topics that they are interested in. I do have quite a few questions for Mr. Hutton. Um, and this is one thing, we sit here and we talk about and discuss, philosophies and strategies and things like that, but I think it'd be something else to actually, observe some of these schools that are implementing these changes firsthand. And I think that's something that I personally would like to look into more and try to go and observe some of these schools who are doing well with these curriculum changes. Um, my questions for Mr. Hunt would be things like, how do you meet all the needs of your students? How is special education involved? I think he talks largely about 7 through 12. How is the elementary, um, structured with this type of philosophy and this type of curriculum? I'm sure their school has to teach some type of traditional curriculum, and I'd like to know how is that interwoven into what the students are learning or what they're interested in learning. He discusses a student that loves coffee, and so she has studied different topics and has become a professional barista, and works in the school coffee shop. So, those things, I think if we can make those things available to students and those types of topics, I think that's definitely the way we need to go. That's looking out for every student's future, career-wise, post-secondary. So that's definitely what I envision when I think of a school. But there are some questions I have in how to successfully implement that, and I think um, observing that would be beneficial to all of us. In regards to the 4 structures, scheduling wise, interlocking time where students spend in class with teachers, and time spent out of class, whether it's out of class, as in shadowing or internships, things like that, learning how the real world works and what those kind of careers and jobs look like is beneficial. And in regards to scheduling, I think some of that time can be allotted, for those internships and shadowing to occur. Definitely some time needs to be structured where students are learning subjects in the school. Now, I mean, that structure or that framework in the school and that classroom setting can vary, just like the video from Salas George, I think it was. I probably got that wrong, but he presented his thoughts with how a classroom should be set up, where students are learning at different paces. One area students are being lectured by the teacher. One area they're online playing a game like software where they're learning the topic. Another area they're collaborating with students and helping each other learn. In another area, they're being assessed on their knowledge of the specific topic. So I definitely think there needs to be a divide, providing students an opportunity to learn at their own pace, and also providing them an opportunity outside of the classroom, whether that's a career they're interested in, or something like that, where they're shadowing or interning. As far as grouping students, once again I think students should be paired at their own pace. I firmly believe students learn at different paces, and I think we need to provide them an educational setting that allows them to do that. I don't know if mixing eighth grader with a senior is the best, but like Peter Hunt mentions in one of his parts of his speech, where a seventh grader and an eighth grader is actually in class with, I think it's juniors or seniors, and so he is with those kids learning a certain topic that he's interested about and being successful in that. So I think there's opportunity for that to happen. That just once again, I'd like to see it and how it's structured out. I have questions about it, but I think that's how things should probably be. In regards to staff grouping, I personally would like to see a lot more project-based learning, cross-curricular project-based learning where staff members are working together and communicating together, and also staff development sessions where multiple teachers from multiple subjects from multiple grade levels are all working together in educating our students. Just because myself as a seventh grade PE teacher moves a kid on, I would like to talk with the elementary PE teacher and stay in touch, and so we can help students continue to improve. And the last structure regarding space, I personally believe that, like I mentioned in the beginning, with scheduling, there's a time in school, and different spaces can be utilized in the school to provide different learning opportunities from them there, and then there's absolutely opportunities outside of school to provide the students with learning opportunities. Within the school, our elementary school in Chase County, they have something they call a makerspace, where there are multiple software technologies being utilized in there by students who are doing a number of different things that I never even knew was possible because it was never available to me as a kid. But just utilizing different spaces within the school, making sure that certain things about the classroom are better structured to engage students is something that needs to be done. And then also, I think it's really important providing students with an opportunity to get outside of the classroom, whether that's field trips, virtual reality field trips, or shadowing or interning. I think those are all beneficial to the student and will improve their learning. Ran a little long, so that is my answer with number 5. Thanks.